Welcome to YouTube Pedia. Discover the greatest stories from history, science, and beyond. If you're curious about the world, subscribe now and join our journey through knowledge. Let's get started. Dwayne Johnson, the unstoppable rise of a legend. The birth of a titan. In the world of entertainment and sports, few names resonate with power, charisma, and sheer determination quite like Dwayne Douglas Johnson, the man we now know as The Rock. But long before the Hollywood blockbusters, the wrestling championships, and the billion-dollar empire, there was a boy who faced struggles, rejection, and moments of absolute despair. His journey is nothing short of extraordinary, a tale of relentless perseverance, unshakable belief, and a transformation that defies all odds. Dwayne Johnson was born on May 2, 1972 in Hayward, California, into a lineage of wrestling greatness. His father, Rocky Johnson, was a trailblazer in the world of professional wrestling, one of the first black champions in the industry. His grandfather, Peter Mavia, was a Samoan wrestling icon, a true warrior of the ring. From the moment he opened his eyes to the world, his destiny seemed carved in stone, but fate had other plans before leading him down the path of greatness. As a child, Dwayne wasn't a privileged kid born into luxury. Life was tough. The Johnson family moved frequently, struggling to make ends meet. By the time he was a teenager, Dwayne had already witnessed eviction notices pinned to their doors. He saw his parents break under financial pressure, struggling to survive. At just 14 years old, he watched as his mother tried to hold back tears after their car was repossessed. That moment stuck with him. It fueled an unbreakable fire within him. A troubled youth and the fall from glory. As a teenager, Dwayne wasn't always the disciplined, inspiring figure we know today. He was angry, he was lost, he was dangerous. By the age of 17, he had already been arrested multiple times. Fighting, theft, and run-ins with the law became part of his story. He felt like an outcast, a misfit in a world that had already labeled him a failure. But then something changed, a realization, a turning point. One day, he stood in front of a mirror and faced the brutal truth. He had a choice, to let his circumstances define him or to rise beyond them. That's when he turned to sports, not just as a hobby, but as an escape, as a lifeline. From football dreams to devastating heartbreak, Dwayne found solace and discipline in football. With his genetics, raw power, and relentless work ethic, he quickly became a force to be reckoned with on the field. He earned a full scholarship to play for the University of Miami, one of the most prestigious football programs in the country. For a moment, it seemed like his dreams were coming true. He was surrounded by future NFL stars, training with the best, preparing for what could have been a lucrative football career. But fate had something else in store. A devastating back injury shattered his dreams overnight. Just like that, everything he had worked for gone. The NFL was no longer an option. His dreams of being a professional football player crumbled before his eyes. And so, at the age of 23, with only $7 in his pocket, Dwayne found himself at rock bottom. No job, no future, no direction. It was the lowest point of his life. A call to destiny, the road to wrestling. Defeated but not broken, Dwayne turned to the one thing he had always tried to avoid, wrestling. Despite his wrestling lineage, he had never seen it as his calling. But with no other options left, he decided to embrace his family's legacy. Training under his father, he endured grueling hours in the ring, taking painful bumps, pushing his body beyond its limits. He didn't just want to wrestle, he wanted to be the greatest. In 1996, he finally made his WWE debut under the name Rocky Maivia, a tribute to his father and grandfather. But his first moments in the ring were far from legendary. Fans hated him. They booed him relentlessly, chanting insults, rejecting him at every turn. It was another crushing blow, another test of his resilience. But if there was one thing Dwayne Johnson had mastered in life, it was the art of rising from the ashes. The birth of The Rock. Instead of breaking under pressure, he did something no one expected. He reinvented himself. He dropped the overly positive, forced persona of Rocky Maivia and embraced his true self. With electrifying confidence, he became The Rock, a character that was bold, brash, and unapologetically charismatic. And the world took notice. Within a short time, he transformed into one of WWE's most iconic figures, delivering legendary catchphrases, headlining pay-per-views, and dominating the ring with an energy no one had ever seen before. He wasn't just a wrestler, he was a phenomenon. But this was just the beginning. What happened next would take him beyond the ring, beyond the world of sports, and into a level of superstardom no one could have imagined. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, the unstoppable force. In Part 1, we uncovered the struggles, failures, and transformation that shaped Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson into the wrestling icon we know today. From his troubled youth and shattered football dreams to his rise as one of WWE's most electrifying superstars, his journey was nothing short of legendary. But his story didn't end there. What happened next was a transition few wrestlers had ever achieved. It was a leap into the unknown, a gamble that could have ended in disaster. But for The Rock, failure was never an option. This is the next chapter of his incredible journey. The Hollywood gamble, from wrestler to movie star. By the early 2000s, The Rock had conquered the world of wrestling. He was one of WWE's biggest attractions, selling out arenas, headlining WrestleManias, and captivating millions with his unmatched charisma. But deep inside, he knew he wanted more. He didn't just want to be a champion inside the ring. He wanted to dominate the world on the biggest stage possible. But Hollywood wasn't welcoming to wrestlers turned actors. At the time, few had successfully transitioned from the squared circle to the silver screen. Many had tried, most had failed. Yet Dwayne Johnson was different. He wasn't just another wrestler looking for a role, he was a force of nature. His presence, his voice, his dedication, everything about him demanded attention. His first real shot at acting came in 2001, when he landed a small role in The Mummy Returns. Although he appeared on screen for just a few minutes, his presence was so powerful that Hollywood executives took notice. This led to his first major movie role in The Scorpion King, 2002. And then the unthinkable happened. The movie became a massive box office success, earning over $165 million worldwide. Critics praised his performance, and suddenly, Dwayne Johnson wasn't just a wrestler, he was a rising movie star. But success in Hollywood is never guaranteed. The real test had just begun. The struggle for respect in Hollywood. Despite his early success, many still saw him as a novelty act, a wrestler playing an action hero. He knew that if he wanted to truly make it in Hollywood, he had to reinvent himself once again. Instead of relying solely on action roles, he diversified. He took on comedy, drama, and even family-friendly films, proving his range as an actor. Movies like The Rundown 2003, Walking Tall 2004, and Gridiron Gang 2006 showcased his depth beyond just being a tough guy. But still, Hollywood wasn't fully convinced. Then, in 2011, everything changed. He was cast in Fast 5, the fifth installment of the Fast and Furious franchise. His role as Luke Hobbs, a no-nonsense federal agent, completely stole the show. Fans loved him. The film became a massive success, grossing over $626 million worldwide. The Rock had officially taken over Hollywood. From that moment on, there was no stopping him. Blockbuster after blockbuster, he became one of the most bankable movie stars in the world. Films like Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle 2017, Rampage 2018, Skyscraper 2018, and Jungle Cruise 2021 cemented his status as a box office king. By 2019, he was named the highest-paid actor in the world, earning over $87.5 million in a single year. But for Dwayne Johnson, success was never just about money or fame. He wanted something more. Beyond Hollywood, the business empire of The Rock. As his movie career skyrocketed, Dwayne Johnson made another strategic move. He became a businessman. From fitness and sportswear to tequila and energy drinks, he built an empire worth billions. Teremana Tequila, his premium tequila brand, became one of the fastest-growing in history, selling over 600,000 cases in its first year. Project Rock Under Armour, a global fitness brand that sells everything from clothing and shoes to training gear, making millions in revenue. Zoa Energy, a health-focused energy drink, taking on industry giants like Red Bull and Monster. $7 Productions, his own movie and TV production company, producing hits like Jumanji, Young Rock, and Red Notice. The XFL, in 2020, he bought the XFL Football League, a move that proved his passion for sports never faded. Step by step, The Rock was no longer just a superstar. He was an unstoppable global brand. The legacy of Dwayne Johnson. Few people in history have achieved what Dwayne Johnson has. He started with nothing, faced rejection, failure, poverty, yet he never quit. From a broke football player with $7 in his pocket, he transformed into one of the greatest WWE superstars of all time. One of Hollywood's most successful actors. A billionaire entrepreneur. A cultural icon who continues to inspire millions. But perhaps his greatest legacy isn't in movies, wrestling, or business. It's in the lives he has touched. Through his charity work, motivational speeches, and personal interactions, he has given hope to millions around the world. He has proven that no matter how many times life knocks you down, you can rise again. That with hard work, discipline, and self-belief, anything is possible. And that's why Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is more than just a star, he is a legend. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to YouTube Pedia. Your support helps us bring you more amazing stories. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an upload.